Hi, my name is Jama with the WomensNet Advisory Board, and I am so excited to introduce you to our 2023 Amber Grant and Business Category year-end winners. So we are so excited. Both of our winners today have won the $25,000, and so we're so excited to get to know them and so excited to get to know their business a little bit. And so today we have with us Nikita with ZZ Ice Cream Cups, and she is our $25,000 Amber Grant winner. And we have with us also Sallie Plumley, and she is our business category winner, $25,000 business category winner. So we're so excited to get to know you. Let's jump right in, Nikita. So please tell us a little bit about how things have gone since your $10,000 win and your $25,000 win, and maybe just give us a little bit about your business, just so you can refresh our minds.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. My name is Nikita Seal. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a mother of 8-year-old twins. I own ZZ's Ice Cream Post, which is a local, fun, hip food truck here in the DFW where we serve our magical treats, which are a warm glazed donut stuffed with ice cream and cereal toppings. So when you bite into it, it's hot, it's cold, it's crunchy, it's perfection. We've been in business about 4 years, serving our local community. I'm so excited about the Ember Grant. So originally, our $10,000 grant that we won went towards because I have a food trailer, not a food truck. I always say food truck, but a food trailer you actually have to pull with your personal vehicle. So my personal vehicle that I was pulling the food trailer with was just showing its age and breaking down. So I was able to get another vehicle. So now that kind of keeps us running. And for the $25,000 grant, oh my God, I'm so excited. We plan on developing an app so that our customers always know where we are. They're able to just think Starbucks, the fun points, the cool promotions. We plan on doing that, a lot more marketing, and then hiring more staff.
That is so awesome and so much fun. And we love your flavor combinations.
Oh, thank you.
And maybe, Sally, will you introduce us a little bit to your business and let us know what you've been doing?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sallie Plumley. I make custom handcrafted hardwood furniture. So I run a wood shop in Richmond, Virginia. I was so excited and absolutely surprised to hear when I won the original $10,000 grant because I was still on maternity leave when I got the phone call, and I it was just the perfect thing. I was going back to work that next week, and it was just so encouraging that I was like, I can do this. I can come back after having been gone for 2 months, 3 months. And I used the original grant in order I hired a business coach to help me come up with a better business plan. I remember the order of things. I purchased a chainsaw mill, which might not be familiar to some people, but it's basically a way to start cutting logs into lumber, a very rudimentary way to do it. And my husband and I have been working on that together, and we actually use that to jumpstart a second business where we're going to be also running a second, like a full blown sawmill. So basically, that grant helped start a second form of income. And I used the rest of the money to hire my first employee, which is so exciting to have somebody. Now I have a part-time guy who works with me, and he's incredible. And I've had him for a year now, and we'll plan on keeping him on for the year to come. My $25,000 grant, I plan to do two things specifically. One is to launch a line of Montessori wooden doll houses, which I feel really excited about. Um, and the other thing is to double the space that I rent so that I have more space to make more work, and thus can actually have Coleman, the guy that works for me, work more often. So I'll be able to up my production significantly.
Wonderful. So really, both of you have really used a $10,000 grant to really propel your business forward and to do things and reach people that maybe were a little more difficult to reach or markets. And so how wonderful, and we can see your wise investments there. And So many of our applicants that we have from the food-based industry talk about some challenges in getting their names out there, letting other people know what they're doing, what makes their product so unique. And so you have clearly been successful in doing this. And so can you please share a little bit with our network what strategies you've used to help others know about what you're doing in your business?
So I do several things. So networking is one. It's not my favorite because I can be a little shy. But networking, definitely going to Chamber of Commerce meetings, signing up for like, since I do catering with the food truck, signing up for like event planner associations, becoming a part of those ecosystems. Something that I really love doing is we have like these little cute holographic stickers at ZZ's. So instead of my business card, I hand those stickers out because most people are just going to trash those business cards. Like, let's be honest. So you hand someone a sticker, now they're going to put those on their mugs, they're going to put it on their laptop, their car, they're going to probably give it to a friend or something like that. And then that makes them, oh, I don't remember who gave me this sticker, but this is a cool sticker. Let me look this up on Instagram later or LinkedIn or whatever. So now they're like more plugged in. So that's one of the fun ways. Other things that we're doing, there's I get these calls from like different schools, I guess like for like little packages and stuff like that. Like, would you like to sponsor our basketball team this year? So basically, some of those I do say yes to. And so they'll put like our logo on the school banners, and then they have this thing called geofencing. So when people come to the game, something pops up like, hey, get 25% off at ZZ's Ice Cream Puffs, or sign up for ZZ's newsletter or something like that. So that's some of the ways that we're kind of getting our name out there. And then, of course, word of mouth. Great customer service goes a long way. So when you have great customer service, people are going to talk about it.
Absolutely. I love the sticker idea. I use them on my water bottles when I get chips on the outside or stains I can't get out. So that's perfect. And if you are drawn to go to the ZZ's Instagram page, I will tell you, you'll want some.
Thank you. Thank
Every
you.
time
And
I look
another
at
thing
your page, I'm like, oh, get the new flavors. I want one. I wish you were around the
Thank
corner.
you. And I'm glad you say that because that's something else we do. And it's so crazy because when I first started ZZ's, I knew that it was unique, but it's like now that I'm in it, I'm like, wow, like the possibilities truly are endless because all the different ice cream flavors, the different companies that we work with, vendors, think Elvis Presley puff, think blue raspberry puff. Like I'm like, wow, the possibilities really are endless. So whenever we do like weddings or birthday parties or corporate catering, we do a custom puff specific to that event. And
Ooh.
they love it. We actually have a women's net puff that's coming out soon. So I'm actually, I sent the list in. So you guys are going to create your own puff. So I'm super excited about that.
We
So
are.
that's definitely another way to get people talking and wanting to book you again. Because I'm like, oh, we want our own puff.
Yeah, we're all pretty excited to help select the flavors.
Hey.
And so, Sallie, we know that you wear many hats. You talked a little bit, everything from the hands-on production to even working with a coach to help you, with your business plan. So, as we all know, there are so many hats as a CEO and founder of our businesses that we wear. And so, what kinds of programs or tools or any applications have you used that have been helpful to you as you're running your business?
That's a great question. I have three main ones that have been the most beneficial to me. Asana is one of them. That's a task management system. A lot of people use it for bigger companies, but I actually use it for individual projects. So each project gets a task list, and I can drag and drop over a schedule so that I can track how much time things actually take. It's not time logging. That's not the point of it. It is truly task management about when you do things, how long things might take. So when the customer reaches out to me to ask me, hey, when might this project be ready? I can be realistic with that goal because it is just me making the furniture. Like I mentioned, I have one guy who works for me, but mostly it is just me, I need to be able to track that stuff. And so that's really important. Another one is called Honeybook, which is my CRM. And that's the way that I manage all of my emails, my contracts, my contact form on my website, um, everything from interactive idea boards like PDFs, all of the documents being sent out from the same portal, which I think is really helpful versus having things all spread out on your computer and Google Drive and trying to manage where the things are to send. It's really nice to have things on automated formats. And the last one, which is I think actually the most important one for me, has been Google SEO. It's one that not a lot of people have talked about at least in my world. It has done more for me than Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and word of mouth combined. And basically, I took an online like little course, learned about SEO with my website platform, which is Squarespace. And it was like 3 years ago. I took 3 weeks basically out of the woodshop, and that is all I did. As I worked on the SEO behind every single part of my website, which is an astronomical amount of work, and I did not enjoy it. I hate being behind a computer. That's why I like doing physical labor. But 95% of my customers find me on Google, and I am if you program those things to be the right way, using your location, using specific terms that people might be using to try to find you, that has been just the most helpful thing I can possibly recommend. And I've spent a lot of time trying to work on things like Instagram. And I do find mostly people who find me on Google find me, become a customer, and then they follow me on Instagram. They follow the process. They want to see the work, which is great. But I'd rather spend the time, and it's a smaller amount of time once it's done, on the Google situation than on Instagram, because it pays off more for me. So that would be my biggest suggestion for and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to know how to do it. So that's the part, is teaching yourself how to do it, and then implementing what you've learned can change and everything. I mean, that has been the case for me and for numerous friends of mine who have had a similar experience once they have dived into the process.
What I appreciate about your response is you don't have a background in computing or
not at all
information technology, and yet you were able to teach yourself these skills and use these programs and do the work yourself, to be able to propel your business forward. So that's really impressive. And one thing you mentioned was bringing on a new employee, and we know that when you bring on new employees, it's a whole other set of human resource challenges and obstacles and things you got to manage. So while it's a bonus and hopefully bringing on that new employee will help generate new business, it is a lot of responsibility. And so Nikita, can you please tell us a little bit, how do you manage the human resource side of your business? Because you're also, like Sallie, involved in the development of your product, and your head is there, but then you've got all these other human resource things that you're being pulled into. So how do you manage that?
So HR is definitely not my strong suit, but it's so important because you can't grow a company alone. So some of the ways that we find staff, of course, word of mouth. Our existing staff members, which started out as like my family and friends, so they would have people, and I recommend this person, so that was a great start. Customer service is super, 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 super important to me. So I need people that are at least coachable. Right now, what we're doing, so I have a program that I'm a part of. It's called Junior Achievement. So Junior Achievement is basically like young entrepreneurs. So you go into schools and they teach them, how to run a subway, how to run a this or that, everything they would need to do to like run a successful company. So I volunteer at those. They have like JA Biz Town, basically like a little tiny town where all these kids go and, learn these things. So I volunteer at that. So that's another way to kind of get my business, for the kids to know about my business. But I also use that as an opportunity to let them know, like, hey, look at this fun environment. Like this is a TikTok generation, right? Everybody wants to dance on TikTok, and, our food is already TikTok worthy. So for them to kind of see, visually what the culture of the company is like, it makes it fun. It makes them want to work at the company. So that's one of the ways. We actually have a puppeteer program. So a puppeteer is what we call our staff members. So basically, it's a 2 month summer program where they come in, they get to work hands on with me. Of course, preferably, we like to bring on people that have goals of being a future entrepreneur. So they sign up for this program. It is paid, it's like a paid internship. They get to hands-on experience working with me. They get coaching on customer service. They get to explore all over DFW because our food truck is always everywhere. They get to learn just inventory, accounting, HR. They learn negotiation skills. So this is a perfect way for me to kind of see hands-on who can make it in this industry. And it's great for me because I love nurturing future entrepreneurs. So our pufferteer program is one. Um, and then just kind of, posting online, letting everybody know that we're looking for staff. And so that helps. But our coaching program is probably like the best way for us to bring staff in and the volunteer opportunity.
I love it. And I thought it was so Nikita has an interview with the local news channel 8 in your city. And when I was watching that interview, I loved it that one of your puppeteers said, I like it because she allows me to give suggestions on flavors and combinations. And so that's so great that they're involved in the process, they're part of the process and
Yes.
respected and listened to, and that's so important for our young ones, and so that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's really important for me for them to feel like this is not just my company. Like we are building this together because I can't do this alone. And they come up with the best puff ideas. We do something annually called a puff off, and they get to come up with the craziest options, and we record it, and we have judges, kind of like something you would see on Netflix. And it's just, oh my God, it's so much fun.
Wonderful. And then maybe Sallie, you are in an industry that sometimes it's hard to find other women that do what you do. And so, can you tell us a little bit about who or what inspired your business to invest so much time and energy into Sallie Plumley Studio and then just create such beautiful pieces and just continue on and enduring in that work? Like, who inspired you?
That's a good question too. I'd say the first person who inspired me, maybe not the first, but one of the first would be my granddad. He was a woodworker as well, and um, it's hard not to be inspired when you're really close to a grandparent and they invite you into something that you love too. And so I grew up in his wood shop, grew up going to his carving club, stuff like that. That is it's very nostalgic. And so there's like a dear family connection in that way for me. That doesn't have anything to do with business necessarily, but it's just the actual craft, that seeing somebody who was dedicated and passionate and had a really high level of skill. And then when I worked my first job after college, I have a degree in crafts, which is basically a degree in furniture making. I ended up working for someone who was also incredibly inspiring to work with. The most skilled woodworker I've ever personally met. And he would walk in every day and he would say things like, Sallie, 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 aren't you just so glad God gave you hands? I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, totally. Like just little moments of just like take a moment and be grateful. Take a moment to like love what you're doing. And then as far as in that environment, I worked with all men. I've frankly only ever worked with all men. I've never worked with women. And there would be occasional tours that would come through with that business, and a lot of them would be older women. For various reasons, they would be on tours in that space, and they would come up to me and say things like, don't ever take this for granted. This is what we fought for you. And they're like, I would have loved, they'd be like in their 80s, and they'd be like, I would have loved to have the privilege of doing the type of work that you get to do. Just don't let that go past you. Don't forget. And I'd be like, oh, like that's a lot. That's a lot to like hear from somebody. And they would look you straight in the eye and tell you that. And so those types of comments sort of regularly coming in really made me more confident in wanting to run my own business and not work under somebody else. Not that I don't and didn't enjoy my job, but I knew that I could make better money working for myself, and I knew that I could have control and more relationship with customers that way. So different people inspire different processes, but they're all really important.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, we're glad you never stopped and you listened to them.
Me too.
So there you have it, our Women's Net Network, our two $25,000 winners, Nikita with ZZ Ice Cream Puffs and Sallie with Sallie Plumley Studio. Congratulations, both of you. We can't wait
Thank you.
to see what 2024 brings for you. Please keep us updated.
We will.